Yo, this video is gonna be with no jokes, like really. I don't know how long the video is, but we have to talk about a lot of things, so prepare yourself if you wanna understand the story of today's game, Half-Life 2. At that time when it came out, it became a big jump in physics, interaction with game world, artificial intelligence, and so on. Everyone was crazed by the possibilities of the source engine and how cool the game is. Half-Life 2 had some problems at the beginning, its source code was leaked by a hacker and Valve had to remake the game almost from nothing. But no matter what, they have managed to create a great game that is actual even nowadays. So sit down comfortably, we're about to see what happened to Half-Life world after the catastrophe at Black Mesa and how it changed since that day. After Gordon Freeman killed Nihilanth, and when it seemed like the world was safe now, some kind of a race, namely Combine, were attracted to Earth by the dimensional rifts and eventually they invaded the Earth. The Combine were a powerful race that would search for planets and capture them in order to use their resources and technologies. When they invaded the Earth, they were already a lot ahead of people's technologies. Even though they possessed the technology to travel from one galaxy to another, they weren't able to teleport from one place to another in a small area, like people do. So they decided to learn more about this technology and steal it from Earth. All of this stuff broke out in a war between human forces and Combine. Unfortunately, people lost the war in 7 hours. They were defeated completely and had no chance to win. That was the time when Dr. Wallace Breen, who was the former administrator of Black Mesa, decided to find a compromise and tried to communicate with the Combine directly. Breen managed to negotiate peace by saving the remainder of humanity at the cost of their freedom. Breen was then declared interim administrator by the Combine, a position that served little more than a political puppet ruler. What do I mean by the cost of their freedom? A suppression field that inhibits the human reproduction has been imposed. So basically no kids anymore. Oh fuck, I said no jokes today. In the aftermath of the conflict, the remaining humans were gathered into reorganized city centers, with the world outside of such areas filled with wildlife native to other worlds. This made the exteriors of cities and the regions beyond dangerous, if not downright deadly to not only human life, but also to the rest of Earth's natural fauna. The rest of the planet was reduced to inhospitable wastelands. And the last thing is that a big construction, namely Citadel, was created in order to maintain connection of the Combine overworld with Earth. That's it! That's where the Half-Life 2 starts and Gordon Freeman wakes up.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until... well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
The G-Man wakes us up from the stasis that we've been in for nearly 20 years, because now we have another mission to do. Don't forget that since the end of Half-Life 1, Gordon Freeman has been G-Man's employee. We arrive in City 17, a city located in Eastern Europe that is under the control of the Combine Empire. We are welcomed by a broadcast of Dr. Wallace Breen. As I told you, this is the former administrator of Black Mesa and current administrator of Earth, set by Combine. Here Freeman encounters armed civil protection, whose mission is to control people and things they do. Gordon is being directed into a small interrogation room where our interrogator turns out to be Barney Calhoun from Black Mesa, who offers us a beer.
Hey, catch me later, I'll buy you a beer.
He tells us that he is operating undercover for the Resistance. The Resistance is a grouping whose main mission is to overthrow Combine and free the Earth. Barney contacts us with Dr. Isaac Kleiner from Black Mesa that we've met in Half-Life 1 and also who was our mentor. They decide to send us to Kleiner's laboratory in order to protect us from civil protection. Unfortunately, on our way we bump into the middle of a civil protection raid and we get captured by them. But we've been rescued by a young, sexy girl named Alex Vance, whose father was our colleague back in Black Mesa. Eli Vance, Alex's father, is leading now the resistance against the Combine, so basically we have to meet with him. So Alex takes us to Kleiner's laboratory. Here we get back our HIV suit and make acquaintance with Lamar, Kleiner's pet head crab who can do no harm anymore because he went through some modifications. Hopefully he won't cause any problems. We contact Eli Vance and he gets crazed when he sees that Gordon didn't age at all, just because he had been in the stasis during all this time. We decide to teleport to them in order to prepare some plan on how to overthrow Combine. Alex is being teleported successfully, and when it comes to our turn, the fucking Lamar interferes and ruins our whole teleportation. We are being teleported to some place where we almost get eaten by a monster, behind our old friends, and also to Dr. Brin's office, where he recognizes us, and right at that moment we get teleported back. Barney gives us a crowbar and tells to get the fuck out by ourselves through the old canals and reach the resistance group alone. In the end we have killed Nihilanth, so there shouldn't be any problems with that. We fight through a lot of civil protection officers, headcrab rockets filled with obviously headcrabs, manhacks, some weird flying things that wants to kill us, and many other things. During our little adventure, we encounter Vortigons that are friendly towards people and live together with them. The thing is that Vortigon's world was invaded by the Combine and they decided to flee to Zen, where they have been captured by Nihilanth and used as slaves. That's why they do not attack us at the end in Half-Life 1. Also, if you're attentive, you can see that they do not have necklaces and bracelets anymore. Those weird things from Half-Life 1 were used by Nihilanth in order to control Vortigons. Eventually we reach Station 6, where some citizens offer us an airboat in order to continue our way through a toxic system of canals. Throughout this game we will encounter G-Man periodically as well as in Half-Life 1. And as usual, he just watches our progress and flees when we spot him. In the end, we finally reach Black Mesa East, a small part of Black Mesa where the resistance group resides now. Here we get acknowledged with Dr. Judith Mossman, who is a former Black Mesa scientist and also the person who was supposed to be the person who pushed the crystal in the test chamber. But we got ahead of her.
Women.
Gordon Freeman is introduced to the main weapon of Half-Life 2 games, namely Gravity Gun. Also we meet Dog, who is Alex's robotic pet. Yeah, that's basically a sack of metal that has consciousness. This game is weird. While playing with Pat and training with our newly acquired Gravity Gun, the Black Mesa East is getting raided by Combine and we have to run, getting separated from Alex and others. We escape down a tunnel right to Ravenholm. Oh, I suppose no one would like to get in this town. Ravenholm is a ghost town that lived free from the rule of the Combine, but in the end it was discovered and its entire population was transformed into deadly zombies. In this town we encounter new versions of headcrabs. Luckily we find a man here named Father Grigori, who is the only survivor. He gives us a shotgun and helps to escape this terrific town. He doesn't come with us because he feels that this town needs him. Reaching a resistance base, we are informed by Alex that Eli Vance has been taken to Nova Prospect, which is a jail for simple citizens built by the Combine. Also we get a car here. In this chapter we encounter for the first time Combine soldiers and a new type of Zen alien, namely the Antlions. Suddenly we encounter an Antlion guard who we successfully kill. A nearby Vortigaunt who works with the resistance helps us to get guards theropods in order to control all the Antlions. After getting them, we can use Antlions in order to get helped by them in our fights. Eventually we reach Nova Prospect, where we have to find Eli Vance. Here we should say goodbye to our Antlions friends, because we leave their territory. Gordon meets up with Alex Vance here, and together they discover that Dr. Mossman was actually a Combined spy working on Brin's side. We begin to search the prison for Eli Vance and Judith Mossman. fighting off security forces. After all, Mossman teleports herself and Eli out of the facility, getting to the Citadel. No matter what, we decide to use the same teleporter once again to get back to Kleiner's laboratory and decide what to do next. Upon arriving, for some reason the grandpa went crazy and decided to make a cutlet of Gordon and Alex. It turns out that we have been stuck in a teleport loop for approximately 1 week. Because we used the same teleporter twice, the teleportation caused the destruction of Nova Prospekt, and the blow they struck there was taken as a sign to begin the uprising. City 17 now is a war zone, and everyone is fighting. Alex remains in Kleiner's lab to help him leave the city, and Gordon together with Doug head to Barney's location in order to help him. At the end of the chapter, we group up with Alex, but unfortunately she gets captured by Combine soldiers and taken to the Citadel. After that we team up with Barney and together lead a battle at the Overwatch Nexus, nearly to the entrance to the Citadel. During this battle we encounter Striders, some big ass robots that are really hard to kill, gunships, which are some weird flying helicopters, and also elite Combine soldiers. Eventually, with the help of Barney and Dog, we infiltrate the Combine Citadel. Upon entering a security gate, we get disarmed of all the weapons with the exception of the gravity gun, which for some reason gets super powered. Now we can lift and throw not only items, but also organic things such as Combine soldiers. Getting this new version of gravity gun, we continue our way to save Alex and Eli. Getting into some kind of transportation chair, we are transported right into Breen's office where we meet Mossman, Alex and Eli. During our dialogue, Breen tries to convince Eli to work with the Combine, but he gets denied. Mossman eventually regrets that she helped Breen and betrays him by releasing everyone. After that, Breen flees, taking with him the gravity gun. Leaving Eli and Mossman to solve family problems, we, together with Alex, head to search for Breen. We see Breen arguing with a Combine advisor who is supposed to be the main Combine's power. He begs him to help with the escaping, but when he sees us, he escapes, leaving the gravity gun on the floor. At the very top of the Citadel, we get to see the dark energy reactor that is used to open the Combine Overwood. Also, we can see Breen ascending to the portal in order to flee from Earth. Using the gravity gun, we destroy the reactor, causing it to fail and begin to go critical. Eventually, the reactor detonates, killing Breen and nearly taking Gordon with Alex. However, the G-Man appears.
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
So we are put back into stasis until we have to do another mission and hear the end credits roll. Okay, I know that I told you that we will solve a lot of mysteries in this video, but wait! We still have some episodes of Half-Life 2, so don't worry, we still have a lot to talk about. This was Half-Life 2. I think you're impressed, because I was when I played this game for the first time. I strongly recommend you to try it on your own, because this game gives me chills even nowadays. In the next video we'll talk about such questions as who is G-Man, why did the incident in Black Mesa occur, how did Black Mesa get the crystal for the experiment, and many other interesting and mysterious things. Half-Life 2 was truly an innovative game and still remains one of the best PC games. Thank you for being here with me, see you in the next video.